The vast darkness of space stretched out before the massive dark matter warship, its sleek hull reflecting pinpricks of starlight. Captain Joe Park stood motionless on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the approaching Galactic Space Council's diplomatic vessel. The ship's systems hummed with an energy unlike anything seen before in known space. Seok Kim, the chief engineer, had spent years developing this revolutionary dark matter propulsion technology. What looked like a simple warship was actually a marvel of human engineering that would change everything. Commander Hyun-Lee adjusted her communication interface, preparing for the most important diplomatic meeting in human history. The alien representatives would soon understand that humanity was no longer a minor species to be overlooked. As the two vessels drew closer, tension filled the bridge. The crew moved with precision, each member knowing the weight of this moment. Years of secret research, countless failed experiments, and unprecedented technological breakthroughs had led to this single point in time. The alien diplomatic ship was massive, a complex structure of organic-looking metal and pulsing energy conduits. Compared to it, the human warship looked almost simplistic, but appearances could be deceiving. "Incoming communication request," announced the communication officer, her voice steady but slightly nervous. Captain Park nodded. "Open channel." A holographic representation of the alien diplomatic team materialized. Multiple species were represented, some humanoid, some so alien they barely resembled known life forms. Their expressions ranged from curiosity to barely concealed suspicion. "Representatives of Earth," the lead diplomat began, "we are surprised by your sudden request for a direct meeting. Your species has been relatively quiet in galactic affairs." Hyun-Lee stepped forward. Her smile was calm, her posture confident. "We have reached a technological milestone that we believe will be of significant interest to the Galactic Space Council." The aliens exchanged glances. Some looked intrigued, others appeared worried. Humanity had always been considered a developing species, technologically primitive compared to the advanced civilizations that dominated the galactic community. Little did they know that beneath the ship's exterior, a revolution in physics was waiting to be revealed. Captain Park watched the diplomatic exchange, fully aware of the dark matter propulsion system that could change everything. One demonstration would be enough to shift the balance of power in the galaxy. The ship's quantum entanglement communication system was a technology so advanced that it made traditional faster-than-light communication look like primitive Morse code. With a single computational sequence, they could transmit complex data across impossible distances in mere microseconds. Seok Kim's team had spent decades perfecting this technology. What started as theoretical research in underground laboratories had transformed into the most significant technological breakthrough in human history. The alien diplomats continued their cautious dialogue, probing for information, trying to understand the sudden confidence of the human representatives. They did not yet realize that everything was about to change. "We request a technical demonstration," one of the alien representatives finally said. Captain Park allowed himself a small smile. "Granted." With a subtle hand movement, he activated the ship's primary systems. The dark matter propulsion began to pulse, creating ripples in the fabric of space-time that were invisible to the naked eye but would be clearly detected by the alien sensors. The diplomatic vessel's monitoring systems suddenly began sending out rapid, confused signals. Something was happening that defied their understanding of physics. Hyun-Lee watched the alien representatives' expressions change from curiosity to shock. Their sophisticated scanning equipment was picking up energy signatures and computational processes that should have been impossible. In that moment, humanity was no longer just another developing species. They were about to become a major player in galactic politics. The demonstration had only just begun. The conference room was silent, filled with tension and disbelief. Seok Kim stood beside a holographic display, his fingers moving across complex diagrams that represented humanity's breakthrough in dark matter technology. "Our research began with a simple question," he explained, his voice calm and clear. What if we could manipulate the fundamental fabric of space-time? The alien scientists leaned forward, their various appendages and sensory organs focused intently on the presentation. Some looked skeptical, others appeared genuinely fascinated. A Proximan research leader raised a tentacle-like hand. "Impossible," he muttered, but his voice betrayed a hint of uncertainty. Siak activated the first demonstration. The hologram shifted, showing intricate layers of quantum mechanics that seemed to dance and interweave. Complex mathematical equations dissolved and reformed, revealing patterns that challenged everything the alien scientists thought they knew about physics. The dark matter propulsion system was more than just a method of transportation. It was a complete reimagining of how energy could be manipulated. Where other civilizations saw barriers, humans saw opportunities. Captain J. Park watched from the side, understanding that this moment was about more than technological advancement. It was about proving humanity's potential to the galaxy. Hanley, standing beside Siak, added context to the technical presentation. "We didn't just discover a new technology," she explained. "We discovered a new way of thinking about technology." The quantum entanglement communication system was particularly impressive. Traditional faster-than-light communication required massive energy expenditures and complex relay systems. Humanity's new system could transmit massive amounts of data instantaneously across impossible distances. One alien scientist, a crystalline being from the Andromeda cluster, projected a series of calculations. Her analysis confirmed what seemed impossible. The human technology was not just theoretically sound, but practically revolutionary. "How long have you been developing this?" asked another researcher, her translator rendering her words in perfect human language. Siak smiled. "Decades. Quietly. Persistently." The holographic display now showed how dark matter could be used not just for propulsion, but for energy generation, defensive shielding, and even computational processing. Each layer revealed another impossibility becoming possible. A demonstration followed. A small object materialized from pure energy, then dissolved back into quantum waves. The alien scientists gasped. Some recording devices short-circuited from the complexity of the energy signatures. "We're not just moving through space," Siak explained. "We're rewriting the rules of how space can be understood." The implications were enormous. Faster-than-light travel wasn't just improved, it was fundamentally transformed. Energy generation could now happen with minimal resource consumption. Computational power could be generated from the very fabric of space itself. Captain Park understood the political significance. This wasn't just a technological breakthrough. This was humanity declaring its place in the galactic community. Hyunli watched the alien scientists' reactions. Shock, disbelief, slowly transforming into reluctant admiration. The Proximan research leader approached Siak, his multiple eyes blinking in rapid sequence, a sign of deep processing among his species. "Explain the quantum stabilization matrix," he demanded. Siak began another complex explanation, his diagrams showing how humanity had solved problems that other civilizations had considered unsolvable for millennia. Outside the conference room, the dark matter warship Celestial Horizon continued to pulse with an energy that defied conventional understanding. It wasn't just a ship. It was a statement. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same. As the presentation concluded, the alien scientists began furious discussions. Some wanted to study the technology, others wanted to restrict it, but none could deny its revolutionary potential. Captain Joe Park allowed himself a small, confident smile. The first step was complete. The Galactic Space Council chamber erupted in heated debate. Representatives from various star systems argued with increasing intensity, their translator devices working overtime to convert their multiple languages and emotional states. "Humans cannot be allowed to possess such technology," shouted a Proximan diplomat, his crystalline body vibrating with anger. "They are unpredictable, dangerous." Ambassador Hyunli stood quietly, her calm demeanor contrasting sharply with the chaotic atmosphere. Captain J. Park stood behind her, a silent guardian representing humanity's newfound technological power. The council had been discussing humanity's technological breakthrough for hours. Some representatives wanted immediate containment, while others saw potential collaboration. The room was divided, with tension thick enough to cut with a knife. A Zeta Reticuli representative raised multiple tentacles. We demand comprehensive testing of their dark matter technology. It cannot be allowed to spread without strict regulations. Hanli stepped forward. Our technology is defensive, she stated simply. We have no intention of aggressive expansion. But her words did little to calm the growing storm. The alien representatives knew that technological superiority could quickly transform into military potential. Humanity had gone from a barely noticed species to a potential galactic power overnight. The Andromedan delegation was particularly concerned. Their advanced sensors had analyzed the human warship's capabilities, and the results were alarming. A single human vessel could potentially neutralize entire fleet formations with its quantum manipulation technology. We propose a technology restriction treaty, suggested the Andromedan representative, his holographic form shifting colors to indicate diplomatic tension. Captain Park understood the subtext. They wanted to limit humanity's technological growth, to keep them contained and controlled. But humanity had other plans. Seok Kim, standing at the technical analysis station, began uploading comprehensive data about their dark matter research. The information was so complex that most alien systems struggled to process it completely. Transparency, Hyunli announced, is our primary diplomatic strategy. But transparency didn't mean weakness. Every data stream, every technical document demonstrated humanity's unprecedented scientific capability. They were showing their cards, but those cards were extraordinary. The Proximan leader slammed a crystalline appendage on the diplomatic console. We cannot trust them. Their species has a history of rapid, unpredictable technological advancement. Whispers and translations filled the chamber. Some representatives began reviewing historical human achievements, from primitive radio communications to quantum computing in just a few centuries. The rate of human technological progression was terrifyingly impressive. Ambassador Lee understood the game being played. This wasn't just a diplomatic meeting. This was a chess match where humanity was unexpectedly several moves ahead. We offer collaborative research opportunities, she stated, but we will not be restricted or controlled. The statement hung in the air, heavy with meaning. Humanity was presenting itself not as a subordinate species, but as an equal, perhaps even a superior technological civilization. Captain Park observed the diplomatic dance. Years of preparation, secret research, and calculated risk were culminating in this moment. Every human on the celestial horizon understood the significance of these discussions. The Galactic Space Council was facing a fundamental shift. Humanity was no longer a species to be ignored or managed. They were a potential game-changer in galactic politics and technological development. As debates continued, one thing became clear: nothing would remain the same. The arrival of human dark matter technology had permanently altered the galactic landscape. Hanli's final words resonated through the chamber. We come in peace, but we will always be prepared. The diplomatic tension was palpable. The future was uncertain, but humanity had made its statement, clear and undeniable. The galaxy would never be the same again. The void of space suddenly trembled. A massive energy signature emerged from hyperspace, an unknown threat that sent immediate panic through galactic communication networks. Captain J. Park studied the incoming threat on the holographic display. A predatory fleet of unknown origin, composed of energy-based entities, was moving towards populated star systems. Their technological signature suggested complete destruction of anything in their path. Threat level: catastrophic, announced the ship's computational system. The alien diplomatic delegation watched in real time from their observation vessels. They expected humanity to retreat, to call for collective galactic defense. Instead, Captain Park remained eerily calm. "Activate dark matter quantum shield," he commanded. The celestial horizon transformed. Its external structure shifted, molecular bonds realigning with impossible precision. Energy wavelengths that normally existed only in theoretical calculations now became visible defensive mechanisms. The approaching predatory fleet was massive, thousands of energy-based vessels that could consume entire planetary systems. Traditional galactic defense mechanisms would have required weeks of strategic planning and massive fleet deployments. Humanity needed 7 minutes. Seok Kim's quantum computational systems began processing the threat. Complex algorithms translated the alien fleet's energy signatures, identifying fundamental weaknesses in their molecular structure. Target acquisition complete, announced the ship's artificial intelligence. With a subtle movement of his hand, Captain Park activated the gravimetric weapons system. No traditional weapons fired. No missiles launched. Instead, the very fabric of space-time began to manipulate around the predatory fleet. The alien diplomatic representatives watched in stunned silence. Quantum entanglement began destabilizing the energy-based vessels. Their molecular structures started experiencing simultaneous compression and expansion. Complex energy patterns that had taken millennia to develop began dissolving. 7 minutes passed. Where thousands of threatening vessels had existed, now only scattered quantum residue remained. No explosions, no traditional destruction, just complete, precise neutralization. Ambassador Hyun-Lee turned towards the alien diplomatic council. Her expression was calm, almost neutral. "Our demonstration is complete," she stated simply. The Galactic Space Council's communication channels erupted. Sensors from multiple star systems confirmed the incredible event. An unknown threat that would have required months of preparation had been eliminated in mere minutes. Captain Park understood the psychological impact of their demonstration. This wasn't just about technological superiority. This was about showing that humanity could protect not just themselves, but potentially entire galactic regions. Seok Kim's team had designed the system to be defensive, not aggressive. Every technological breakthrough was focused on preservation, on solving complex challenges with minimal destructive potential. The celestial horizon returned to its original configuration, quantum shields slowly dissolving. No additional energy was wasted. No unnecessary resources consumed. Alien scientists began analyzing the data streams. Complex computational models tried understanding how humanity had achieved such precise threat neutralization. "Impossible," muttered a Proximan research lead, but his voice lacked conviction. Captain Joe Park allowed himself a small smile. The demonstration was complete. The message was sent. Humanity had arrived, and they were ready to be a responsible, powerful member of the galactic community. The void of space returned to its quiet state, with only scattered quantum particles remaining as evidence of the incredible event that had just transpired. The galaxy would remember this moment for generations to come. The Galactic Space Council reconvened in a transformed atmosphere. Where suspicion and tension had once dominated, now a reluctant respect emerged. Humanity had proven itself not just as a technological marvel, but as a responsible galactic partner. Ambassador Hyun-Lee stood at the center of the chamber, her presence commanding silent attention. Behind her, Captain Joe Park and Chief Engineer Seok Kim represented humanity's quiet confidence. "We offer collaboration, not conquest," Hyun declared, her words translated across multiple alien communication systems. The diplomatic landscape had fundamentally changed. Humanity was no longer seen as a developing species, but as a potential guardian of galactic stability. Their dark matter technology represented more than just advanced engineering. It was a new approach to problem solving. Alien representatives began discussing potential joint research programs. The Andromedan delegation proposed shared technological development centers. The Proximan Scientific Council requested detailed studies of human quantum computational methods. Seok Kim understood the deeper implications. This wasn't just about technology. This was about a fundamental shift in galactic understanding. "We will share selected technologies," he explained, focused on scientific advancement and collective protection. The first collaborative projects began taking shape. Humanity would contribute quantum entanglement communication systems. Alien civilizations would share deep space exploration data. A new era of cooperative technological development was emerging. Captain Park observed the negotiations, understanding that diplomatic strategy was as important as technological capability. Humanity had demonstrated power, but was choosing partnership. The celestial horizon remained in orbit, a silent testament to human technological potential. Its very presence reminded everyone of the incredible capabilities humanity now possessed. Alien scientific teams began arriving on human research stations. Complex exchange programs were established. Young researchers from multiple star systems would now study together, sharing knowledge and perspectives. Ambassador Lee's final statement resonated through the council chambers. "We come in peace, but we will always be prepared." The phrase became an unofficial motto, representing humanity's new galactic approach. Peaceful, powerful, principled. Technological exchanges began immediately. Quantum computing methods, dark matter propulsion research, advanced energy generation techniques. Humanity would selectively share innovations that could benefit collective galactic development. The Zeta Reticuli research delegation was particularly excited. Human approaches to computational problem-solving were revolutionizing theoretical physics across multiple disciplines. Captain J. Park understood this was just the beginning. Humanity had opened a door to a new kind of galactic interaction, one based on mutual respect, collaborative potential, and shared scientific curiosity. Seok Kim's team continued developing new technologies. Each breakthrough was carefully considered, not just for its scientific merit, but for its potential collective benefit. The alien diplomatic representatives, who had once demanded humanity's technological containment, now requested deeper collaboration. The threat demonstration had transformed their perspective completely. "Humanity represents a new model of technological development," announced the Andromedan lead researcher. "Responsible, innovative, collaborative." Within months, human research teams were working alongside alien scientists in multiple star systems. Knowledge exchange programs expanded. Young researchers from Earth studied alongside alien counterparts, breaking down historical barriers. The celestial horizon remained a symbol of this new era, not a weapon of destruction, but a beacon of potential, a representation of what could be achieved when technological capability was combined with diplomatic wisdom. Humanity had not conquered the galaxy. They had invited the galaxy to collaborate, and the galaxy was listening. As stellar maps were redrawn and diplomatic protocols reimagined, one thing became clear: everything had changed. Humanity was no longer an observer in galactic affairs. They were now a central participant.